We got through rivalry week.
I don't know about you.
How did we get through?
I'm exhausted.
A lot of nog. I'm telling you that.
I'm exhausted. I played hard yesterday.
I mean, it started on Friday.
Oh, that's true. That's true. It did.
It started on Friday. I mean, and they just took us up top. And outside of rivalry week, why the news at the top? The news at the top. Lane Kiffin holds us all hostage for how poor Marty Smith at the facility for 48 hours. Head coach of Ole Miss, former head coach of Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin holds the entire college football world hostage as he says he's going to make a decision about where he's going to coach next year after the Egg Bowl, which is the rivalry between Ole Miss and Mississippi State. And my God, why did it take forever? Why the dramatics? Why the dramatics? Everybody knew he was leaving.
I was going to say, everybody knew where he was going. Everybody had indicated
absolutely
where he was going.
And once Florida said they were backing off,
yes,
and he still didn't commit that say he was going to go to stay at LSU, you knew he was going, at Ole Miss.
Yeah.
You knew he was going to LSU.
So, what?
So he drags it.
Why?
So he drags it out. And all of this is, the stories because, they get on or something. He drags it out and you think, well, maybe he wants to give somebody or he wants to do or, once you go, you go. And so we all have been there before. Sometimes you don't have the time to say bye or wrap up nicely. And this is going to be a sticky situation no matter how you cut it. So we were told he's going to say something today at the team meeting at 9 o'clock the local time there in Baton Rouge or Oxford.
He was going to meet with the team.
Right. Rumor has it he did meet with the team. He wasn't the one who broke the news. The team goes to the meeting. They have to leave their phones in a basket. They can't take their phones in there. And so he doesn't get to say it. And then I wanted to coach through the end of the year. You can't do that. You're going to another division team.
Conflict of interest.
Yes. Why would they let you? And why are you leaving?
Egregious.
No, okay. That's not.
It is. It's egregious.
It's egregious.
Oh, egregious? Okay. I like my version better.
Okay. I'm over it. We're over it. Everybody, Lane Kiffin is going to LSU. Congratulations. But can we talk about the economy, the job economy that is the CFP head coaching? There were, this year, 16 firings. 16. Let's go down the list. And there have been some hirings. Okay? So we already talked about it.
They didn't hire me. I'm still waiting for a phone call.
Did you put in your resume?
Hey, I put in several resumes.
Okay.
I figured I could coach just as well as they could after watching some of these games.
One more thing about the Kiffin somebody brought up, and I said, that's so true. All these critics about the NIL money to these kids, and these kids jump in schools, and they commit to one school, and then they go back and they decommit, and it's all this headache for all these coaching staffers in these schools. This head coach has taken this school to the best record they ever had, their first playoff berth, and as an 11-1, 10-1, 11-1 record for the first time in school history, he decides to leave. That's not an effect of how the game is going and all the money's being thrown around. He's getting $12 million a year for 7 years.
And y'all talk about the NIL
And they talk about the kids. Like, give me a break. Okay. LSU fires Brian Kelly. They hire Lane Kiffin from Ole Miss. Florida fires Bill Napier. They have hired John Sumrall from Tulane, head coach at Tulane. Oregon State fires Trent Bray. They've hired Jamarcus Shepard, who is an Alabama offensive coordinator. Oklahoma State fires Mike Gundy. They've hired Eric Morris, who's the head coach at North Texas. My green machine. Okay. Colorado State fires Jay Norvell. They've hired Jim Mora, the head coach at UConn. Penn State fires James Franklin. They have not hired anybody. Cal State fired Justin Wilcox. They have not hired anybody. Auburn fired Hugh Freeze. They've hired Alex Golesh, who's the head coach at University of South Florida. They've had an amazing season. Arkansas fired Sam Pittman. They've hired Ryan Silverfield, the head coach at Memphis. UCLA fires Deshaun Foster. They have not hired anybody. Virginia Tech fired Brent Pry. They've hired James Franklin, formerly fire coach of Penn State. It's getting sticky. I hope you're writing it down. UAB fires Trent Dilfer. I haven't heard of a hiring yet. Stanford fired Troy Taylor. Now, they fired him back in March. This was before the season started.
Okay.
He had allegations of being inappropriate with the female staffers.
Uh-oh.
So they fired him. Stanford brings in the old Indianapolis Colts head coach from the NFL because they brought in Andrew Luck, former Stanford player, as the general manager. And so it was always going to be interim for him.
Yeah.
Stanford doesn't have the best season. They have a decent season. But they've hired Trevita Pritchard, who is the Washington Commanders quarterback coach and an old Stanford player, I think old Stanford quarterback.
Wow.
So they like to do a little family connection. He and Andrew played together at Stanford. Maybe Stanford could come back because Stanford used to be a problem.
They used to be
They used to be a contender.
Yeah.
Okay. Kent State fired Kenny Burns. Again, this was a spring fire. He had a bunch of violations and probably was a blessing in disguise because his record for 2 seasons was 1-23. And so they've promoted internally Mark Carney, who was already on the coaching staff. Now, as of today, 2 more fresh firings. And I got a question for you in a second. But Coastal Carolina fires Tim Beck. His 2-season record is 20-18. Coastal Carolina is bowl eligible for the first time in a long time, and they fire him. Who do you think you are, Coastal Carolina? I don't know. Michigan State fires Jonathan Smith. They are 9-15. I remember 2 years ago they fired, I can't remember his name, but he was a good coach, and there's like a whole lawsuit they want to pay his payout. We talked about it. Watch the show. And Ole Miss smartly, immediately promotes their defensive coordinator, Pete Golding, to head coach from Ole Miss, of course, internal promotion. And they did it today, which I think was wise because you talked about the implications for the playoffs.
Because that was something they had brought up in Tuesday's Tuesday show about what if the coach leaves, and if he leaves, will he be allowed to coach? Or if he leaves, will y'all kind of leave Ole Miss out because of the fact that they don't have a coach?
Well, the question the commissioner can't say if he can coach or not. That's got to be up to the school.
Well, I thought so too.
So I think Reese was projecting, which I think everybody kind of had a feeling they knew he was going to leave. Initially, back on Tuesday, you didn't know where because there were 2 schools in contention. But if he was staying, he would have been emphatic about staying, right?
But he wasn't.
And so Reese is like, what if? What if he leaves? Will you guys penalize him? And commissioner's like, he ain't left yet. Don't ask me about something that ain't happened, basically. Right. I'm going to translate for him. Reese, did he leave? No. Then don't ask me. Once he leave, then you can ask me. Because you don't know the implications. North Texas has a real shot at maybe being in the playoffs. Because we'll talk later, they're going to their division title game. And if their coach is being allowed to coach through the what they call the postseason, so is Tulane's coach. Now, they're also not going to a rival in the same conference. And so there's not a conflict of interest. And so it made a difference. Now, if they were, would they have maybe not made the decision? Because we've seen that too. I don't want to make the decision until my season is over.
So we will know when their season is over on Tuesday.
Right. Well,
not quite.
No, we won't.
No, we won't. Because we have.
Now you being a Reese Davis. You jumping ahead. You're jumping ahead.
We got the conference championships to get through.
With all the hiring and all the firing and then the promotions, it does leave several new vacancies because of these coaches that have left. Not fired, but left to these vacancies. So now, open vacancies, Tulane, North Texas, UConn, South Florida, and Memphis. I mean, if now is not the time, I need to get into the coaching game.
Oh, Lord, I tell you, I'll be your assistant.
You could be my assistant.
Thank you.
You could be my assistant.
Thank you.
I'll let you hold my pencil.
Okay.
Now, we said the game started Friday, and I think there's obviously no other game to talk about but the biggest upset of the weekend and the biggest shocker of the weekend. Number 3, Texas A&M, undefeated number 3, Texas A&M, goes down to Texas. Where is Texas? Right in Austin. Oh, the college is in Austin. The Longhorns are in Austin. Goes to number 16, Texas, and loses. What was the score? Did you have
27-17, Texas.
Where do you want to start?
Now, I'm just going to start with, I'm so disappointed with Marcel Reed. I'm going to tell y'all something. when the game started, it was a tight game. And we thought, oh, God, this is going to be, it was like 3 something there. And I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be a tight game. We're going to really see some action. They played flat. I swear to God. They played flat the first half to me. And even though the score was 1 at the halftime, no, I think the score was 3-3 at half. They didn't look like they were energized. It looked like Texas was playing, well, Texas. They coming out, they had Arch Manning. Defense looked good. Defense looked good on both sides. Otherwise, the score wouldn't have been 3-3.
It was 10-3 at halftime, and Texas A&M was winning.
Was they really?
10-3. Keep going, because we
you know what? I do.
You keep going.
It was 10-3.
That's all right. It's why we have the internet. You keep going.
So then,
I have a rant.
Okay, you have a rant. Okay. So they come out, and like I said, I always say there's 2 halves to every game. Yes. I thought, oh God, this is going to be a shootout because it's now or never. Texas A&M comes out like it's another day in paradise. And I'm going, why are they playing like there's no urgency to this game? This is you got to hold on to this in order to go to the SEC championship.
And go ahead.
Oh,
sorry, keep going.
And to the college football playoffs.
You want to make sure.
You want to make sure.
Don't leave it to somebody else.
You're playing a number, and we always say numbers don't mean a thing. It's how you play the game. You're playing another 16 team. And you're 11-0. They're what? 5? What I put down? 5-2.
No,
I think that was in the conference.
Yeah, they were 9-3.
8-3 going to the game.
I'm sorry, they were 8-3. I'm sorry, going into the game they were 8-3, and A&M was 11-0. I'm sorry. Yes.
Texas starts to roll. Arch Manning, last week we said he looked good in that game that they won. This week, he looked just as confident and just as good. Marcel Reed is out there scrambling all the way around the field, and I'm going, what are they doing? The one touchdown that Texas threw, the receiver was wide open. Where are your defenders? What's going on? And Kelly makes the case that Sarkisian likes to make the offensive calls.
Yes, I didn't make the case. Sark is an offensive guy. Sark, when he is good on offense, he is good on offense.
When it goes wide open.
I got to cut you off with the lies. First of all, it is not Marcel Reed's fault. It is one person's fault. It is not.
They're being
and
out-coached.
One person only. Why A&M lost, and his name is Mike Elko.
They were being out-coached.
He was out-coached. A&M did not look like the A&M that you've seen play. Now, I've been questioning A&M all year. You gotta give credit though. Somebody goes undefeated. I mean, I've been dogging out Texas all year for these close-ass wins, and they should have lost time. Arch did not look good. Let me go back. Looks can be deceiving. Arch looked good. Arch was 14 for 29.
Yeah.
That's barely 50%. Marcel Reed was 20 for 32. Difference? Marcel Reed had 2 interceptions. And when did those interceptions come? In the 4th quarter. But I don't blame Marcel
Reed for that.
How did they come?
Back to back.
I don't blame Marcel Reed for that. First of all, like I said, A&M was not playing their football. They were playing Texas's football. And we've all been there before. Ohio State at home versus Michigan with a national championship team. 2024, we were there. You were not playing your game. You were playing somebody else's game. And that is the difference. Marcel did roll his ankle 2 minutes into the first quarter, 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Yeah. So that could have been the reason why he hesitated, because he is a dual threat quarterback and he did not run as much. There was so much on the line for Texas. And I always say, the person who's supposed to win has more pressure and anxiety than the person who is not. Texas could have came out there. They could have had fun. They could have looked crazy. And you wouldn't have gave a damn because they weren't supposed to win playing a number 3 undefeated team. Texas A&M has not been to the conference championship since they joined the SEC. They're supposed to make a mark. They haven't been to a conference title since 1998. And that goes back to when they were still with the Big 12. Let me calm down.
You better calm down. You just better calm down. And what was the word I used? I said, Texas got the momentum now. Texas start rolling 4th quarter.
Both defenses deserve credit.
They both did. They absolutely defense.
A&M contained Wingo, who is their guy, but guess what? Wisner stepped up. Texas was able to contain Concepcion, and I don't think that A&M had somebody else to step up. Marcel Reed couldn't run, and they're talking about A&M is the best third down defense in the country. Is that accurate?
I don't know.
That's what the announcer said. I said, sir, you better need to check your facts. You better check your email.
Wisner had 19 carries for 155 yards.
Makes sense. Let me tell you what's the other problem, and I always say this. If your lead passer has to be your quarterback, of course, and
Which
your lead rusher should be your running back. If your lead rusher
it's
is
your
quarterback,
you in trouble.
you got no run game.
I guess who that lead rusher was for Texas A&M?
The quarterback
Reed
with 71 yards, 12 carries.
Boom. There's your story. And I said to myself, is it me? Or are they just playing like they don't care? And the thing of it was, after they beat South Carolina, they came back with that what was the score? 30-31 after they beat South Carolina. And they came, South Carolina was 3.
Yes.
What was it
But this is a South Carolina team
versus a Texas team
that does not have the coach that Texas has and does not have the talent that Texas has.
And I think they thought they was going to come back. They ain't coming back against Texas if they got that.
I think they thought they were too, but I didn't feel the energy.
I didn't feel nothing.
I felt the energy after that South Carolina game. We said, "Oh no,
boy, they coming back.
Oh no,
here they come."
They had to look in their eye. You could tell. Not at all in this.
What's the word we use?
Not at all. Lackluster.
Lackluster.
That's what you said. You said they came out flat. They didn't look like they wanted to win or cared to win. It was crazy.
It was awful.
It was crazy. Now, allegedly, there are rumors that Sark might have been on the hot seat early in the season. Now, you didn't hear that from me.
There was. I didn't hear
that. Because
that.
every year is Texas's year. And so, I don't know. They say Sark could have been on the hot seat. And so, he could look at him. Because the way Texas was playing, you said, oh, they're not going to win. And then they almost lost. And then you're like, well, why? You look up and they only have, 3 losses. You're like, well, there's a lot of good teams that have 2-3 losses because this is the new college football. I mean, I don't know about that. My team
I thought they was going to drop out of the top 25. They dropped as low as, 20?
And came on back. Lost to Florida.
But look at it.
Lost to Florida. Crazy.
It was a crazy game.
So one person and one person only is the. And then here's the other thing I say. It's rivalry week.
And you got to be at your top game.
But anything can happen.
Again,
Ohio State, Michigan, 2024. We know anything can happen. And anything can happen to a few people this weekend. And y'all ain't the only ones. You're just the biggest ones. The point of the matter is, if it would have been a walk-off field goal, if it would have been a last minute, or if we could have sat here and said, you know what?
2 points.
They scrapped. And we'll bring it up because we're going to bring it up anyways. But I feel like there were other teams that the winner was supposed to win and the winner won in winning fashion. However,
they fought.
You could tell the other team played their best game.
We saw some good games.
But you know what I'm saying? I don't care what the score was. The other team played their best football game. It just wasn't enough, and that's what a competition is, right? That's when it comes to battle of fisticuffs or football. That is what it is.
You gotta be ready. What was our next big one?
The other game, which let's talk about. We talked about it right now about fighting and playing your best football. Number 4 Georgia goes to number 23 Georgia Tech. Now, 2 different conferences. They had no implications of, changing anybody's face. Georgia Tech shot themselves in the foot in the ACC weeks ago. And Georgia's only problem was they needed A&M or Alabama to lose.
That's all they had to do.
Well, Mike Elko gave Kirby Smart a gift, and he lost.
He said, thank you.
But the score for that game was 16-9.
That was what you were just talking about. Don't come out here and Georgia was 23? Georgia Tech was 23? They got a good record. Don't come out here and say, we're done. Oh, we're playing Georgia. That's what I would have said. Number 4 Georgia.
No.
But
you need them bragging rights.
Georgia Tech came out and said, okay, we're gonna give y'all a game.
A lot of people talked about interceptions early in the game on certain quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Nobody talked about Gunnar Stockton had an interception on the first possession.
First possession.
Let's talk about it.
And let me tell you
something.
something.
Let's talk about it.
Kirby must have said, we ain't having this. Because I'll tell you what his second one. His stats, he threw 11 of 21 for 70 yards. I looked at that and I said, somebody must have made
real.
That can't be right.
That's not real.
Did I not look at the right one?
That's not real.
I must have looked at the wrong one.
That's not real. That's no way.
That could not have been.
There was 1 touchdown the whole game. And that's between both teams. The rest were field goals.
Touchdown.
That tells you.
You.
I just looked at it. It's 71 interception. Yes.
He was 70 yards?
He barely threw for 50%. He threw 70 yards. He threw 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He didn't rush for a touchdown.
All right, listen. Kobe was smart. Kobe said,
Kirby.
What I'm saying?
Why do you keep calling him Kobe?
I like Kobe better.
Kobe.
Kirby Smart said, this is a game we have to have. Okay, Georgia Tech was saying this is a game we have to have.
But they didn't.
But, no, that's true, too. There's ACC versus SEC.
Neither team had to have it.
That's true.
They wanted to
They
win
wanted
it. They
it.
didn't have to win it. They wanted to win it.
They wanted
now,
it.
at the time, and I didn't line up the timelines, but now Georgia might not have known the result of the Texas game. I didn't know who came on first or who came on second. But Georgia might have said, listen, I'm not guaranteed to be in the SEC title game. I need to make sure I make a clear statement to the CFP that I deserve to be in the playoffs. So they probably played a little harder versus Georgia Tech. The chances of them getting into the playoffs was very thin. They're already in a bowl.
Right.
But it might be Haynes King's last year. He's been playing for 80 years.
Oh
so
my.
I digress. Well, I counted this game out, and I said, somebody's like, Georgia Tech will win it. I'm like, Georgia Tech is not beating Georgia. I was reminded last year at Georgia, 8 overtimes.
We did win it 8. We did look that up.
Georgia won it 42-44.
8 overtimes.
8 overtimes. So that got me going. I said, this game could be crazy. And it wasn't disappointing. It was 16-9.
It was very disciplined. I will give defense is what I kept writing down. Both games. Both teams. Defense. You hold them long enough, your offense should be able to come back and get you a couple of scores, get you something.
Yes. Georgia Tech lost, but not for lack of trying.
And that 16-9 score,
that tells you everything you need.
Tells you right there.
That tells you everything you need to know. And so at Friday's night in, Georgia has secured a spot in the SEC, and Indiana has SEC championship game, and Indiana, beating Purdue, of course, has secured their spot in the Big Ten championship game, which only brings us to what everybody woke up for on Saturday. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you are.
I woke up the cheesiest coach.
I woke up the cheesiest coach. The biggest game.
The game.
It is the game. And it's the biggest rivalry in all of sports. You cannot name me a bigger rivalry. I do not care who you are or where you are. It was the Ohio State, number 1 undefeated Ohio State at, can we say it now? The week is over. Do I have to say that?
You can say the M word now.
Okay.
Over.
Okay, good. Because, the game's over. We all know that. At Michigan, at the Big House. And, as we always say, a rivalry is a rivalry. We don't care if Michigan's undefeated and Ohio State is 1-10. That game is an isolated situation. Again, we were there in November of 2024. It was very heartbreaking. However, yesterday, I was not the least bit nervous. I wasn't the least bit nervous. I knew this team. I knew this coaching staff. I knew we were going to win the game. My only worry was, were they going to give me a heart attack or were they going to let me get comfortable by halftime? And they did a little bit of both. Coming to the game, there's always animosity. There's always drama. Ryan Day holds out his top 2 wide receivers last game, Cardell Tate and Jeremiah Smith.
Few games.
You're absolutely right. So it's breaking news. Breaking news Saturday morning, they're both playing. Well, duh. Because Ryan Day is dumb like a fox. I heard that a few weeks ago.
Oh, I like that
too. Dumb like a fox. And so they were both playing. Shocker. It's Jeremiah Smith's 20th birthday yesterday. Gotta play, right? Greatest true freshman player. He was a true freshman last year, but greatest true freshman. I mean, I don't care. I'll be here all day. We'll be here all day. He's playing in the game. Early in, Michigan gets a field goal early in.
Then, Julian Sands throws an interception.
There's no S in his last name, but
Julian Sands?
At the end of the last. Yes. So then,
just saying,
we get it back. He throws the interception. And I said, not today. And then Michigan gets a field goal off of that. Michigan is up 6-0. It is the biggest deficit that the Ohio State team has faced this year. 6 points in the rear. So,
this is only first quarter, folks.
I'm not going to be worried. I'm not worried.
Only first quarter.
But Michigan is shaking in their boots. There's a Michigan player who headbutts the referee.
I saw that. But in his defense, He didn't leave with his helmet.
Defense.
He didn't leave with his helmet, and he didn't hit him above the shoulder of the neck.
Okay.
And he didn't launch.
He didn't launch. He didn't
so
launch.
So he didn't get it for
but
targeting.
he hit above the shoulder area, and he headbutted him. He doesn't get ejected.
That's what I could not understand. Because you and I have watched basketball games or another sport. You look at that ref, say something back to that ref and see what happens. Draymond Green, he throws you right out. Boom, you're out of here. We saw several basketball games last year.
Well, I think basketball, I think you can't compare because
maybe that's true.
think basketball, I mean, just as it is a little bit different because
it's an elite sport.
These people are athletes are huge and they're bigger than the average person and all that. But I think it's a little bit different when football, you're not only bigger than the average person, you're also in all of this equipment and gear. So true. It's one thing if you come nose to nose with me right now, you got on a cap and I don't. It's not a big deal. But you're coming up against my head. You have on a helmet, sir. You have on a helmet to protect your head. I have nothing to protect my head.
This is the thing, though. Respect. You don't touch a ref. You don't talk to a ref. You don't sass back to a ref. And this guy,
and there's this magical. He was reenacting his head, but by
that was Sharon Moore's take on it.
No, that was the internet's take on it before he even said anything. The internet was they buzz immediately, but. I've never seen footage of this alleged head, but he was reenacting. He was still wrong. Wrong is wrong. Now the ref said, you know what? We are not going to affect the game. We're going to let him play. And I never ever do this. And you my witness, and so are y'all. I got to say, the refs called a good game.
Because, and I will say this, when there was scuffles and there was a few, they immediately threw shade at both of the teams. Well, I should say, they threw penalties. They both got the penalties. They didn't just throw one. How many times have we seen that happen?
Yes.
The one gets it and the other one doesn't.
Exactly.
You go, what? They were both fighting.
It's like you're doing like a little mini one-woman show over here. You just go on your little play. You got your reenactments.
It was Ohio State, Michigan. Forgive me.
You do it all the time. No, I'm going to get you an Oscar. We should get an Emmy for the show just based off of your acting.
So anyway, proceed.
Didn't matter. We go for it on 4th and 5th, and Jeremiah Smith runs in this controversial touchdown. Don't talk to me about it. Talk to your mom. I do not care. It was a touchdown. And then it just doesn't stop. We get a big throw to Cardell Tate all the way down the field, wide open. Because you think I'm a double team Jeremiah. I'm a double team Cardell Tate. But guess who you can't stop? Bo Jackson, who ran for more rushing yards than the whole Michigan team is what I read. Am I wrong?
No. Bo Jackson ran for 117 yards. Michigan, the whole team, ran for only 100.
And there is the T with that. And Michigan's $12 million quarterback threw 8 for 18 with 1 interception. He got one too. No touchdowns. 3 field goals.
8 for 18. Oh, you know something? You're right.
I am right. I
did write that down. But the minutes. Ryan Day, fourth quarter.
My favorite.
Played the smart game. Because all this year, and I've been telling Kelly, why is he trying to run? Why is he trying to? And he will come on saying, well, I wasn't happy with the run game. When you can throw, when you have all these receivers you can throw to. But I said, no, Kelly, you always have to run. What if something happens?
I didn't say anything about it. Well, anyway. Everybody says you need a balanced team. Now, if you have to lean on one or the other based on the defense, fine. But your team needs to be ready
in case you have to run.
Texas A&M. Go ahead.
True.
Go ahead.
Ryan Day starts to run in the fourth quarter. And I'm saying, why? Then I saw Bo Jackson, and I just stopped and said, go ahead, Ryan. Do what you got to do. Do you know they held that ball for what I wrote down? 7 minutes? 8 minutes?
Longer.
They had, I did. I said they had 19 plays.
20.
Oh, they had 20 plays?
20 on the last field goal, Ohio State got 20 plays, 81 yards, 11 minutes and 56 seconds.
And they ended up with a field goal. I thought, oh my God.
I love it.
I said,
who cares? I was already up 24-9.
That left them about 7 minutes. I thought 7 minutes is still a long time. Not if your defense can hold them.
Not if you couldn't play. What did I just say about A&M? When we watched A&M, I said, I believe in 3 minutes you could come back with 10 points. Now, Michigan was down a lot more than 10 points, but we've seen crazier things happen. Yes. But when you haven't had the momentum all day, it's different when you're battling. And maybe they got you on the interception, the pick six, and maybe they got you on one other little slip up. They maximize the slip up. Then it's a little bit different. But when they are just playing you ball one-on-one and you can't stop the run game and you can't get your run game going, you can't get your passing game going. He has a young team. There was no way they were beating Ohio State today. Yeah. And yesterday, I don't care what anybody says. And you're never going to beat another team when they have the ball for 40 minutes and you have it for 20.
That's another thing I had done.
Not gonna happen. Not when you the underdog and you're not undefeated. Now we can win with 20 minutes, but we don't have to. You know why? We always win a possession game. All year, Ohio State has had the ball more time than their opponent.
And in the fourth quarter, you only have -8 rushing. You can't do that. You're supposed to have a plus.
Well, they're the first team to get 100 rushing yards against Ohio State this year. Congratulations.
Bo Jackson at 170.
I hope that helps you sleep tonight as you lost at the next 364 days. I hope that's painful.
But when you say well, I will say this because the announcer did bring it up. This time last year, we lost to Michigan. Since then, we are on a 16-0 run.
I know, because I was at the Rose Bowl when we beat Oregon, and I seen us win that national championship. And so I'm well aware of what we're working with.
Well, let's see how long they can work with it. That was a game for the ages.
It was a game.
They had everything.
I love Ryan Day. I'm so glad. I'm happy. Really, I'm really happy it's for him. And I'll say the players because I know it's hard. You don't want to go your whole 4 years never beating Ohio State or never beating Michigan. And there's been times because Ohio State had a 7-year run that was previously Michigan had 1 win, and there was a 5-year run. So there were a lot of Michigan players recently who didn't get the win. There's a few Ohio State players recently who just never got the win because everybody keeps talking about this 6 years. We didn't play Michigan during 2020 because they backed out because of COVID. Mm-hmm. So they won in 2019, but that's not a streak if you broke it.
So there you go. But you know one thing we did not mention.
What?
Michigan got a penalty. And I had to look this up, and we had to go and find it. The referee threw a flag. And we think, what is he throwing a flag? On Michigan for embellished contact.
No, he threw the flag.
And said...
for unsportsmanlike conduct on Ohio State.
Why?
Did you get the story or did you not get the story?
I thought it was against Michigan.
No. No. Why would he throw it against Michigan if he had to pick it up?
Oh, he did have to pick it up.
Thank you. He threw it against Ohio State for unsportsmanlike conduct on a punt return.
Yes,
and he picked it up because
it was embellished contact.
He flopped. We've got a flop.
We got a flopper here.
Crazy. And then this is the last thing. Next game, I do not want it on Fox. I do not want Gus and Joe Clack calling it. Because Joe Clack can call every game with the utmost excitement, and he's super flat during the Ohio State-Michigan game. And if they're going to be biased, then we don't need them. Get Kirby up there.
True.
Give me Kirby and Chris. Give me Kirby and Chris. I don't need it. Gus is a great play caller, and it was just so unexciting. Chris Fowler. Kirby. Now I'm doing it. I'm doing it, Kelly. I'm doing it. You know what? We're moving on. Kurt Herbstreit. The other game with big implications as far as not only conference championship games go, but also playoff contentions. Number 10 Alabama is at Auburn. Now this is the Iron Bowl.
Unranked Auburn.
Jackson-Hare Stadium is haunted. They changed the game from afternoon. No, that's according to everybody. That's according to everybody. That's not Nick Saban. That's not. Don't slander Nick Saban. That's to everybody. And they changed the game from afternoon to night, and let the shenanigans begin.
Oh God!
So Auburn's playing with a fired coach, and they pulled Jackson Arnold, their QB1. They're playing with a backup quarterback.
Okay, Auburn did.
Auburn is, yes. I'm sorry if I said the wrong thing. I thought Auburn was done for. Bama's up 16-0. Auburn can't get a first down. I said, so much for being haunted. I mean, this is going nowhere. I'm sorry, they were down 17-0.
Yeah, because
17-0
at half.
Yeah, so they were down 17-0, and so they scored the 17 first.
Oh, okay.
And then Auburn, got a field goal and a field goal. So it was 17-0, and he throws. He has a big throw, and the guy just runs big run down the sideline. And I said, I just knew he stepped out of bounds. I said, okay. Well, then Bama has 2 4th-down conversions. I said, here we go. Here goes Bama. Then Auburn gets another touchdown. And I'm like, no way. There's no way. I'm like, this is insane. The game is tied. The game is tied 20-20. And then Bama tries to run. They don't get it. It's 4th and 2. Freaking Ty Simpson throws that ball in for the touchdown. And I'm like, Bama is on some lucky Texas time at this point because Bama, you said you were dogging them out too about performance. They did not look like Bama.
They, you know what?
They look like week 1 Bama against Florida State. That's what they look like.
I said this does not look. If they were to play Georgia tomorrow, you might as well hang it up. They looked flat. They weren't executing anymore better than Auburn at first. They got a little rolling going on there because Auburn was Auburn. Let's say, because I wrote down Auburn, no defense, sloppy tackles, drop. How many balls did Auburn drop? I should have kept count. Every time the receiver threw him a ball, he dropped it. It hit him in the chest. It hit him in the hands. Nobody could hold on to
Auburn, and that's another one. They're giving me Texas A&M energy. I know that Bama is supposed to be the better team, but this is a rivalry, and we have seen Auburn almost win. That's why the coach got fired. That's why they benched Jackson Arnold, the QB1. So, but for them to come out there and drop 30 passes, you're like, do you want to win or not? And so, they get the ball. They're running the ball. They get stopped. They kick it off to Bama. I don't know, it's 3 minutes barely left. They stop Bama. They get the ball back. They're driving. They're at They're at Bama's 25-yard line. He fumbles the ball. I'm sorry, I lied to you. Let's go back. He's at Bama's 25-yard line. Fumbles the ball. Bama gets the ball back. They stop Bama. They shoot it back to Auburn. He muffs the punt. Thank God.
You know what?
It kicks out of bounds. And so they got 2 seconds to throw 2 plays, and there was no way possible. And so they lose the game.
And I just looked at that.
27-20.
I don't believe I just saw this game.
And Alabama moves on.
I don't believe I just saw that game.
Title game. So
Auburn
rematch. Go.
Well, you know what? We said all they can say. Now between the drop passes and the 4 fumbles, I wanted to bring out. I put that in red and you can't win with 4 fumbles. And you only recovered 1 of them.
You cannot. Same way you can't win with 2 interceptions in the 4th quarter when you're down 10 points. You just can't do it.
Okay.
You just can't do it. So, now we watched a lot of football.
A lot.
And we don't have a time to do a 3-hour show, fortunately. And so, I think it is time for my favorite part of the show. What the football? Now, I've got a list. WTF. What's the football? Now, do you have anything you want to bring up in with volley, or do you want me to just go down my list?
No, you just go down your list.
Chime in with me.
I will chime in.
Okay. How about this? At halftime, LSU 7-4 LSU at number 8 Oklahoma. Game is tied 3-3.
As I chime in, LSU, who started out as number 4 or 5 at the beginning of the season, then dropped out altogether, fired Brian Kelly. And you're number 8 Oklahoma, 10-2, and they're leading at half. Or is it leading or was it tied? Tied
3-3. I just said it.
Oh, but you know what? The kicker was that I got confused on.
They
were leading in the 4th quarter. LSU was leading Oklahoma.
Yes, they were.
Proceed.
Oh, excuse me.
No, I'm just saying.
Security. Big interception by Mateer. You have to remember, they fired a coach. They don't fire the talent. Next up, I got to go to the FCS on you. Got to go to the FCS. Yale, round 1 of the FCS, they played around playoffs like we do, but they just do 24 teams instead of 12.
No.
So they've already started their playoff bracket. Yale, underdog, of course, comes to play Youngstown State. Halftime, Yale is down 35-7. They come back to beat Youngstown State 43-42.
Gotta go for that Yale.
Gotta go.
Gotta go for that.
I thought
Yale.
that
Win
was-
one for the Giffer.
Okay. Okay.
That was Newt Rockney, but okay.
I'm very well of Gifford. Ronald Reagan, one of the worst awful presidents everybody gets credit for of all time. Go in there. Okay. A good what the football. UCLA won the first half of the game. They were up over USC 10-7, but that was short-lived once USC came back and you said, you know what are we doing? Who are we? Texas A&M, and got it together. So that was exciting. What about Stanford? They scored 20 points against Notre Dame.
Oh.
That's
Well,
better than
that's a
7
better-
other teams that played
is-
Notre
that is
Dame
true.
and when Notre Dame won.
That's true. I did not even look at that.
Stanford, celebrate the small
Celebrate the
wins.
small-
Purdue got a 3 and out against Indiana. I was like, celebrate, because you ain't getting a lot of them. Celebrate. Okay, what about my Cal State Golden Bears ruining
SMU.
conference championship hopeful
SMU.
Now I love Kevin Jennings.
All you had to do was win.
I love Kevin Jennings.
You
Quarterback for SMU. I think he's one of those quarterbacks who you just know he works super hard and you just wish he was, could be on a better team, but it's just not in the stars. But
7-5 Cal against SMU 8-3. Oh, they were 6-5. You're 8-3. You're leading your conference. You're one of the leads in your conference. You're going to the conference title championship.
all you have to do is beat Cal State.
All you have to do is beat Cal.
Can I remind you that Cal State fired their coach this week too? No coach.
What coach is that?
SMU.
All you had to do was beat.
I almost came back and won.
Scored 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. Was that for, am I right? Vote yes.
You was
Tied the game.
You was
Tied
close.
the game. And what happened?
What the football? Okay.
What the football? You
My
lost.
other thing in what the football, what is the deal with these freaking BS campaigns by these coaches to try to violate again the CFP? You know you get in the CFP?
You win.
You win.
That's all you have to
You
do.
win all season and you win the games you're supposed to win. And then either A, maybe you're lucky enough you get to go to your conference championship. At that point you're probably good enough, depending on, but probably good enough to stay in there. And or you have a chance to beat your opponent and win your way in.
Or you get a bowl.
Otherwise, you don't get in the CFP if you get a bowl.
That's true.
You just go and win. Sark. Campaigning. What, do we not play Ohio State? And then
What's Ohio State got to do with
your
it?
Ohio
You
State lost, but your Ohio State loss is not why you're not ranked high enough to be in the playoffs. Your Ohio State loss looks great. You're welcome. Because we're the number 1 team in the nation for the last, 28,000 weeks. You're welcome. And we're undefeated. You're welcome. So your loss to us does not hurt you.
You're 16. You might move
Your
up.
loss to Georgia doesn't hurt you. Georgia or Bama, whatever one. It
What?
doesn't hurt you because they're a better team than you. You got hurt because you lost. You want to drum roll it? No. You lost to Florida. Did they even have a coach that game?
Let's see.
I don't think they did. I think they had fired.
They
Napier
lost to
that
Arizona
game.
State.
No, they didn't. What are you talking
Oh,
about?
I'm sorry. We're talking about Texas. We had 3 losses. They had 3 losses.
Yes, Ohio State, either Georgia or Bama.
They had, yeah, that's right.
And
Ohio State,
Florida.
Florida and Georgia.
Your loss to us did not matter.
Yeah, thank you.
And I don't know why you're worried about it. You lost to us twice this year. And you're not going to win next year. So I don't know why I keep trying to bring it on. I know Arch Manning only plays good within the border of Texas, but we ain't worried. We are not worried.
Why keep you up? Somebody else
We
brought up
travel.
Ohio State.
We
got
beat
to do with
you
your
on the
game.
road before. Ain't nobody's worried about you.
You
Don't
got-
bring us up.
You got
And Cristobal for
Cristobal,
Miami.
You know he crying for her because he ain't gonna get a bowl.
Who they dumbass lost to.
Oh dear, my gosh! I don't even have that because they dropped out of the top 25. So
They didn't drop out the top 25.
No, I usually just when the season ends, I like to see who lost to who because it affects.
Miami's number 12 though.
Oh, Miami! I thought you said
Cristobal.
Okay. Cristobal. You know what I'm thinking of? Florida and Florida State.
Miami lost to
Louisville
Silly.
and SMU.
Silly. Same SMU that lost to Cal? That is
that's SMU. Lost the count.
So don't sit up here and talk about that team. They passed the eye test.
Oh, you know
no, they
why?
don't, Crystal Ball. They don't. They don't pass the eye test.
You know why? And he is crying because he's sitting on a bubble, and he knows.
Is he in the hot seat?
Oh, good question. Because Miami, we know definitely is not going to be in the playoff game, right? In the conference playoff game. Okay,
they're not.
They're out. Okay, so now once the playoff games are played, and the committee looks at everybody, Miami is not going to be there.
They're not. They're out.
So he's up there crying because, I think we should do.
Yeah.
No, all you had to do is win. Like Kelly said, you were ranked number something out. You were higher than this when you started out this year.
You're out. You lost games you shouldn't have lost. That was ridiculous. You come in and you beat Notre Dame. You were supposed to lose to Notre Dame. You beat Notre Dame. You should have You should have went undefeated this year. Notre Dame was your biggest challenge.
Biggest challenge, really?
And you won. So don't sit here at the end of the season and cry to us to try to explain why you lost to get SMU. They got beat by Cal. Last but not least, why is Tulane ranked and North Texas is not?
We've been talking about that for the last 2 or 3 weeks, ever since.
I've been talking about it since day one, because I've been big on a green machine,
and I have been campaigning
not
for
the
James
green wave.
Well,
okay,
that's because it is Sunbelt, but But now,
James Madison's 11-1. They got.
But now, the group of 5? Now they're down to 3, and it's Tulane, North Texas, and JM in the conversation.
That's a conversation. But I'm talking about up until this point.
That's true.
Why wouldn't North Texas be ranked and Tulane is ranked? North Texas has bigger wins. They've beat more Power 4 teams. I don't understand why Tulane got ranked, because you know Tulane and you don't know North Texas. That's a bunch of bullcrap. That's the same argument people have of why is Georgia Tech still ranked, and not Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
Why is Tennessee and I think Missouri ranked when they probably shouldn't be? But is it so you can make the SEC look like they're tougher?
Yeah, that's what I get thinking.
It should be investigated.
And James Madison, okay.
All of it should be investigated. Okay. Speaking of James Madison, North Texas, and Tulane.
Okay.
We are gonna go because this weekend is the conference championship games.
Yep.
Now, shouldn't hurt most people. Can help a lot of people. So, most of them, all of them, we as of yesterday were decided except for one, and that's Mountain West, because Mountain West had a bunch of ties, so they had to let the computer decide versus everybody else.
Okay. Mountain West. Okay, go ahead.
Why are you dogging the Mountain West?
I don't.
Don't respect. Mountain West used to mean something, you know?
All right, go ahead. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
I do Mountain West.
Okay, so Mountain West had to let the computer pick versus everybody else had a scenario.
Right.
If you lose, if they lose, if we lose, if who lose. Some of them were a long stretch. I don't know why you got your hopes up. Some people won by the long stretch. Everybody. There's a college who should be sending Cal State Bears a few gift baskets this holiday. But we digress. All right. First things first, rematch of last year, Big 12 Conference Championship. Number 11 BYU versus number 5 Texas Tech. That's going to be interesting. I don't think BYU is as good as they were last year, and I believe they won. So this could be Texas year. And they'll be in the playoffs.
Okay, we'll see.
I think they'll be in the playoffs regardless because they've been number 5 for a long time. I think they might be safe. And this one, this is a coin toss, but really we know who's going to win. Big 10, number 1 team in the nation, the Ohio State Buckeyes, are playing the number 2 team in the nation, the undefeated Indiana Hoosiers. Signetti's looking for revenge.
Yes, he is, and he's got a quarterback that can do it. Mendoza.
Does he?
Up for Heisman.
A former Cal State quarterback.
Up for Heisman.
Almost lost the Penn State quarterback.
Also for Heisman.
We'll see what we're talking after Saturday.
We'll see.
Okay. The ACC Championship, and this is a school that needs to be sending Cal State Bears all of the Hickory Farm baskets. No, we are not sponsored. Duke got into the ACC because SMU lost, and they are playing number 18 Virginia. And this is a rematch.
Duke's not even ranked. I don't understand.
This is they don't have to be. This is division. This is a rematch of a game that was played on November 15th. So nobody's gonna care about that game. Thank you for asking. SEC Championship, as we discussed, Texas A&M shot themselves in the foot. Georgia locked it in. Number 4 Georgia versus number 8 Alabama. Another rematch from the regular season, and I think Georgia's got it.
Now I'm gonna tell you something. If Alabama comes out there playing like they played yesterday, Georgia's definitely got it. Because you have to remember when Kirby Smart. Now I don't know when they played Alabama, so maybe I shouldn't say this. But you remember Kirby Smart had a lot of injuries beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm,
and I do not know when they played Alabama, but it could have been in that injury era. I'm not sure.
Bama,
but boy,
Bama
Georgia's got everybody. Everybody's clicking on all cylinders.
Bama and Georgia do this every time. Every time one of them loses during regular season, and then the other one wins somewhere in the after season somewhere. I don't know why the SEC teams allow it. I would be over it. I'd be tired of it, but I'm excited to see it because I think it could be a great game. I think Kirby's going to have a number this time. Okay. American Conference, which as we've been discussing is a conference that has a few of the G5 teams or the notable 5 teams that could possibly
Group of 5.
The group of 5, the G5, that's all it's saying.
Okay.
North Texas versus number 24 Tulane. North Texas, you could do something so crazy. Win this game. Nobody had North Texas on their bingo card to be in the playoffs. I promise you.
7-1.
Let's go. All right, speaking of your people, Sun Belt, Troy's playing James Madison. James Madison.
I know who Troy is.
James Madison.
I'm sorry. I have to look this team up. I have no idea who Troy is.
I think it's Troy, Alabama.
Oh,
but
is it?
James Madison is the favorite by 22.5 points already.
Okay.
And we go to the MAC Conference. We've got Miami of Ohio versus Western Michigan. Now, here's what's funny. Miami of Ohio's quarterback, former quarterback of the University of Toledo, then to Baylor, then to Miami.
Really?
Leaves a few weeks ago and says he's getting ready for the NFL. Why would you leave your team that was on the way to go to the MAC championship game to get ready for the NFL? When you're coming from Miami of Ohio.
What? Oh, do you have a letter that says he's going to get drafted?
I think his name is DeQuan Finn.
Does he know something we don't? Does he know something the NFL doesn't know?
It made no sense. And think about the quarterbacks we just talked about. I mean, we haven't even talked about all the great quarterbacks. Our favorite, Lenore Sellers, that lost to Clemson, but even Dabo Sweeney said that is a special kid.
My God. What does he? Is he another Patrick Mahomes in the making?
Don't worry about
it. Oh God, I don't know
why.
He's
not. You never knew who he was. That's how I know. Okay, Conference USA. We've got Kennesaw State versus Jack State, and that really is not going to have any implications. But drum roll, the conference that came out today, nobody knew what it was until today. For Mountain West. 8-4 Boise State.
I've heard of Boise State.
Versus 10-2 UNLV. Dan Mullins.
Shut up!
Dan Mullins is first-year coach. Dan Mullins, formerly of College Final, ESPN, coach of UNLV.
We've been rooting for Dan.
I've been rooting for Dan. I've been rooting for UNLV. It's been so exciting to watch. So I'm super excited. So obviously, those are the games that we're watching this weekend. We're going to watch all of them.
What? Well, we have sources.
We have sources.
Saturday, we had 2 TVs, 2 laptops, and a Kindle.
Well, and there we go. And the games start Friday, and there's a few double ups, but I think
we got 2 TVs. We can get
there probably a lot of no comparisons, but that is where we are, and that is the end of today's show. Final thoughts.
Can't wait to Tuesday, CFP, see what they got to say. Lane Kiffin has got to have an impact on Ole Miss some kind of way. But
now,
I said it.
Whoa. That's a bold statement.
Well, remember Florida when they went to a perfect season and
that's
got
different. That's different, though.
Well,
I've seen what your QB2 could do, and it wasn't impressive. This is a coach. This is an internal coach that is still the same coach from the team. You think they should get penalized?
I don't think they should.
We'll talk more on Tuesday. But even though this is not the final, I think this Tuesday's game is going to have big implications.
You mean Tuesday's game? You mean
Tuesday's show is going to have big implications outside of the
Lane Kiffin drama.
No, I think whatever happens Tuesday is going to pretty much lock everybody in, except for the American Conference. I think no matter who wins the Big Ten, they both get in. I think no matter who wins the Big 12, actually
They
I do.
both get in.
BYU won't. BYU's not in it now. I think if you're in it and you're in it, BYU could win their way in. So actually, there's only a few things that I think will change, but we cannot predict the future, and we will not try. We will wait until Tuesday. So me, you, my mom, me, Kelly, like the color.
Like the mother.
We're gonna come back Tuesday after the CFP selection, and we're gonna talk about it.
We'll chew on it.
But as of now, this is Saturday Hangover regular season
Done.
wrapped up. We're gonna see y'all on Tuesday.
Arrivederci.
I do it every